Hello everyone, and welcome back to Newsnet. If you love romance, period drama, and scenes that leave your heart racing, today's video is just for you. We're diving into the world of Bridgerton, the show recently crowned Cosmopolitan's sexiest TV show of all time, and in particular, the iconic mirror scene between Penelope Featherington and Colin Bridgerton. We'll explore how it was made, what it means for the characters, and why it has struck such a chord with audiences. Let's get into it. What did Cosmopolitan say? In early September 2025, Cosmopolitan published an article as part of its Long Live the Sex Scene series declaring Bridgerton the sexiest TV show of all time star. They cited several reasons. The abundance of passionate, female-centered intimacy in the show. That it combines eroticism with emotional depth, fantasy, consent, rather than just shock or violence. The variety of intimate moments, from garden scenes, to carriage rides, to staircases and bold firsts. Season 1 alone had something like 19 sex scenes across 8 episodes. So clearly, Bridgerton is being recognized not just for its production value or its costumes, but for how it handles intimacy, romance, and desire. The mirror scene, what happened? One of the most talked about moments in Bridgerton Season 3 is the mirror scene between Colin and Penelope, a scene that many fans had been waiting years for. Here's what goes on. It takes place in Episode 5 of Part 2, where Penelope and Colin, newly engaged, are alone in Colin's house. Colin leads Penelope to a full-length mirror, shows her beauty, and they share a very intimate, passionate moment, including their first time together. This is a step beyond what the original books had in detail. The show expands the fantasy, emotional stakes, and physical intimacy. This scene is a turning point in their relationship. It marks Penelope stepping into her power of being seen, literally and metaphorically, and Colin realizing the depth of his feelings. Behind the scenes, how it was made. What makes this scene even more compelling is how carefully it was prepared and executed. Let's break down what the actors, director, and crew have shared. Intimacy coordinator, Lizzie Talbot was brought in for the scene. She worked with Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton to ensure the actors felt safe and that the choreography, camera angles, nudity, and timing were all mindful choices. The actors' input, Nicola and Luke had meaningful say in how the scene was staged, how much nudity, what to show, how they wanted the shot to feel, the positioning in front of the mirror, etc. They weren't just following directions, they helped craft the moment. Emotional stakes and consent, it was Penelope's first kiss ever, and the actors practiced in advance. They consulted deeply on consent, realistic emotional reaction, and how each character would feel in that moment. That lends authenticity. They used modesty garments, and Nicola even asked to be very naked in that moment, which was a personal choice to reflect Penelope's journey. A fun detail, during one take they broke a chaise lounge. That physical crack in the furniture may be symbolizing something breaking open in their relationship. And yes, there was some laughter involved. All of this shows how intentional the creators were, staging that moment to feel both erotic and emotionally true to the characters. Why it resonates, themes and impact. So, why does this scene, the mirror moment and Bridgerton more broadly, resonate so much with audiences? Here are some of the themes and impacts. 1. Vulnerability and visibility. Penelope has long been portrayed as shy, overlooked. This scene is about her being seen, by Colin, by the audience, both physically and emotionally. Her being naked isn't just about eroticism, it symbolizes acknowledgement, acceptance, and agency. 2. Consent and female pleasure. The show has been praised for centering female experience and pleasure in intimate scenes. The consent is explicit, the emotional build-up is there. That builds trust with the audience. 3. Trust and chemistry between actors. Because Luke and Nicola have had years of building the characters and friendship, there's a level of trust that allows for fear, awkwardness, and authenticity, which audiences pick up on. 4. Breaking rules and fantasy. Part of Bridgerton's appeal is how it plays with expectations of Regency-era society, but adds fantasy, rule-breaking moments, sensuality. Forbidden desire, passion, visible bodies, those are powerful when framed with emotion. 5. Representation of growth. For Penelope, especially, this scene marks a turning point. She moves from wallflower to being central to her narrative. That arc gives the sex scene more weight beyond physical attraction. It's part of her identity, empowerment. Because of all these layers, when people say Bridgerton is sexiest ever, it's not just about quantity of sex scenes, but how intimacy is handled. And that combination of visual fantasy plus emotional truth is rare. Criticisms and balance. Of course, no show or scene is without critique. Here are some of the concerns people raise, and why balancing them matters. Idealization and fantasy versus reality. Some viewers feel Bridgerton romanticizes physical intimacy, making it more perfect or stylized than real life. That's not necessarily bad, artistic license is allowed, but it's worth noting. Pressure on performers ***, even with intimacy coordinators and consent, performing very intimate scenes publicly is emotionally demanding. The amount of preparation helps, but stress, vulnerability, and public perception are non-trivial. Audience comfort and boundaries. Some viewers may find nudity or explicitness uncomfortable. The question is the show doing enough content warnings, communication, etc., to allow people to engage or opt out? Comparisons to other shows. Some argue that other shows have more explicit or darker sexual content, but perhaps lack the kinds of emotional connection, consent framework, or romantic fantasy that Bridgerton emphasizes. That doesn't make those shows lesser, just different. The sexiest label is subjective. These critiques don't negate Bridgerton's achievements, but they remind us that intimacy on screen is a spectrum with many ethical, artistic, and emotional variables. To wrap up, Bridgerton's crowning as the sexiest TV show of all time isn't just a sensational headline, it reflects how the show has elevated how intimacy, consent, fantasy, and vulnerability can be woven into a romance narrative. The mirror scene between Penelope and Coughlan is a powerful case study, beautifully made, emotionally resonant, artistically bold. What do you think? Did Bridgerton earn this title? Was the mirror scene everything you hoped for, or did it fall short? Drop a comment, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, give this video a thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows. Thanks for watching, see you next time.